Arriving at the gate means I see a lot more people than I did see in the lounge. Here at the airport there are no jet bridges, only buses. Where business class gets to board first, it really only means you will get off the bus as last. On a positive note, the bus ride will not be long and you'll be dropped off almost under the aircraft. For this first flight to Casablanca, it is a Royal Air Maroc Boeing 737. This 737 will first take me from Marrakesh to Casablanca, from where its twin will take me another 1400 miles north to Amsterdam. A total distance of 1600 miles that will take 4 hours, which does not include a layover of around an hour. The plane is parked about as far as it could be, and still it takes just a few minutes to reach, passing several other aircraft on the way. After I make my way up the stairs, I get a look of what seems to be true business class seats, where seat 2F is mine. This may not look like a seat you'll find on a long-haul flight, but it surely beats the so-called European business class seats that most airlines use on short or medium flights. It has what you would expect from a literature pocket with sickness bag, a flight safety card and a duty-free shopping catalogue, to a footrest underneath. In the armrest in the middle, there's a small table which, considering the width of the armrest, is a bit unnecessary. Under the other armrest is a full table that folds out to a decent size, and it rests on the left armrest, making it very stable. Finally, the overhead panel holds some reading lights and individual air vents. As boarding is ongoing, the crew stops by with some welcome drinks, being a selection of juices. About 10 minutes later, the boarding is completed and it is time for pushback. This is also the time when the flight safety video is shown. Even though it is a very short hop, the crew passes by to hand out some tea. And the tea comes with some sweet treats, which do not only look good, but are delicious too. Before I know it, the approach into Casablanca has already begun. I was very impressed with the crew. To hand out food and drinks on such a short flight is really hard work. Casablanca Airport is larger than I was expecting, which means that after landing, I pass through security and have to make my way immediately to the next gate. About 5 minutes after arriving at the next gate, the boarding is about to start. As usual, it starts with people requiring assistance and those traveling with children before business class gets to board. It would turn out that we're boarding in different legs, hopping from one stop to the next, making the boarding process last longer than it should be. Boarding is completed unexpectedly fast and therefore pushback follows soon after taking my seat. On this flight, a rather well-known Moroccan man is one of the business class passengers, and while boarding, many people wanted to take a selfie with him, and I have to commend the staff on how they handled this. By positioning one member of the crew in the row in front of the celebrity, they managed to keep him out of sight and keep everyone moving during the boarding process. The cabin and the seat are identical to the first flight, so we'll skip that for this second leg. With this being a longer flight of 3.5 hours, the service is more extensive, so after takeoff, let's have a look at that. After reaching cruising altitude, the menus are handed out. On offer today is a starter, a choice of mains and a dessert. On the drink side there is plenty of choice as well. And when a member of crew came by for the drink and food orders, I asked for the chicken and some champagne. By now, we are already close to the Strait of Gibraltar, the small stretch of water between Europe and Africa. My drink arrived very quickly, and with business class being only half full, I also did not have to wait long for the meal to arrive. The food is bright and yellow and smells as good as it looks. The chicken is juicy and simply delicious. The potatoes are cooked very well and overall it is a very good meal. After main course, the crew delivers a cheese platter. Where I'm normally not a big fan of cheese platters, this one was okay. With about 1 to 1.5 hours to go, I have some after lunch tea and the crew kept patrolling the cabin and checking up on all passengers. After some relaxing, the landing is approaching. So what do I think about the flight and this airline, Royal Air Maroc? The cabin offers spacious and comfortable seats, very different from what most European airlines offer on these short flights. The business class on this aircraft has just 6 seats. The food was excellent and so were the crew and the service they provided. It may not be hard to find a business class that is cheaper, but on Royal Air Maroc I think the price to value ratio is pretty good and I would happily pay a bit more to fly them again. As the crew welcomes us to Amsterdam and points out that the weather here is very different than it was in Morocco, the flight and this trip report comes to an end. For now, I thank you for watching and hope to see you again soon.